Hi there aspiring engineers. Today we're going to do part 5 out of 16. And now this one has a few more features. And if you saw the last one, you noticed that we started to talk about some keyboard shortcuts. L for line, C for circle. Today I'll mention a couple more. Stick around. So here we go with part 5. Hit the L key for the line tool and let's start drawing our sketch. I'm just looking for vertical and horizontal lines at the moment. Click and drag to get the curve, a vertical line, and you can make use of these tracking lines that come from various corners in different parts. Mouse over it to get the tracking line. It's got a closed profile and we have that light orange colour. Now we can use some dimensional constraints. So hit the D key for dimension and then let's put some overall dimensions on here. This one is 240 and even though that's looking like it's a bit of a problem, we'll get that back under control in a minute. Click on the curve up here and we'll change that to 80 for the radius, and we can actually grab hold of that and drag it if we've got the select tool active, and we can move things around. Now let's put a few more dimensional constraints on here, from the center of the curve to the very bottom of the base. That's 170. Then these sides are 140. Now we want to make these two lines, we want those to be collinear. So what I'll do is hit the S key and get the select tool. I'm going to select one of those shoulder lines, hold down the shift key and select the other one. Then I'm going to look for the collinear constraint in the constraints palette. And now those lines are collinear. Let's put a couple more dimensions on here. Oh, one thing we should do is get this thing so that it's right on the point of origin. So let's move things around a little bit here. Using the select tool, point of origin, hold down the shift key, the center point of the entire document, and we'll use the coincident constraint to put that right on there. Center the sketch. Now you notice that there's a few more dimensions here. Let's try and make this look a little bit more like the drawing that we have here. And by the way, the download link is in the description below. Feel free to follow along with that. D for dimension. Okay, what we should do is put in a dimension between the center and one edge. We'll make that half of the length of the base, which is 120. And that's got our sketch nicely centered up now. You notice there's a couple of features down below here. Let's draw those in. D for dimension. And so the way to get the center line is to mouse over the point of origin, click on that, and then we can click on the sides of the sketch down here. That's supposed to be 50, and then another one very similar. This one is supposed to be 80, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. That one 50, and this one 80. Then the height of these little sketch things from the base to the top of it, that should be 30. And let's use a dimensional constraint to make this one, this little line, and this horizontal line collinear. Using the collinear constraint, keep an eye on it. They've just gone into line. Next, we need to trim a little bit out of there, so I'm going to go on the sketch menu and look for the trim tool. Here it is. and then trim out the two pieces underneath. At this stage we stop our sketch, go for an isometric view, which means to click on the corner of the view cube. Then we're going to make an extrude feature, clicking on our profile, give it a little bit of depth, and we'll give it the correct distance. Looking at our drawing, it's calling for 100. There it is. Now let's have a look. Yes, it's what we want. And it would be good to put another sketch on here so that we can complete the hole that's supposed to be here. So click on the Create Sketch button, click on the very front of our part, and the plane will turn to face us, and now we're going to be making our sketch on the very face of the part as we selected it. The C key brings us the circle tool now that we're in sketch, and we'll make this so that it's some size other than it's supposed to be, so that when I put the dimensional constraint on the curve, on the diameter of this circle, then we'll see it actually move, and we'll know that we've got it right. So it's got to be correct now. Our sketch is finished, so I'll hit the S key and choose Stop Sketch. That will, I guess, a little bit quicker than going up to the menu. Then we want the isometric view again. This time I'm going to click on the Extrude button and choose the profile we just drew. Grab the little blue arrow, move it a little bit. We know that we're making a cut here, and the extents are going to be through all, and then we click OK. We only have to put a few fillets on now, so the Modify toolbar has the Modify menu has the Fillet tool. Let's click on this one, that one we can't see but it's there, and so 4 of them, and the drawing tells us that it's typically 10. So type in 10, press enter, and our part's finished. Alrighty, so go ahead and subscribe and like, and see you for the next one.